Welcome to a journey through time. Today we explore the seismic shift of the Russian Revolution, a turning point in modern history. History isn't just dates, it's the story of empires crumbling and new worlds being born from the ashes of the old. In 1914, the Russian Empire was a vast sprawling land, stretching across two continents, yet internally fractured and fragile. While the elite lived in unparalleled luxury, the vast majority of the population struggled in crushing poverty and hunger. Tsar Nicholas II ruled with absolute power, often detached from the growing suffering and anger of his subjects. Rapid industrialization brought workers into crowded, smoky factories, sowing the seeds of deep-seated revolutionary unrest. In the bitter winters, bread shortages became a daily reality for the citizens, pushing them to the brink of desperation. Empress Alexandra watched as the imperial foundation began to crack under the weight of war, hunger, and internal strife. The First World War was the breaking point. Millions of Russian soldiers were sent to the front with little hope. The Eastern Front became a slaughterhouse of smoke and charcoal, draining the empire's remaining resources and spirit. In the shadows, the mystic Grigory Rasputin held a mysterious influence over the royal family, fueling public distrust. Tension finally boiled over. Angry crowds gathered outside the Winter Palace, demanding an end to the monarchy. The ghosts of past tragedies, like the 1905 Bloody Sunday massacre, haunted the imperial conscience and fueled the fire. In February 1917, women workers sparked the revolution, striking in the freezing cold for bread, peace, and freedom. Isolated and abandoned by his generals, Tsar Nicholas II signed his abdication papers on a train, ending Romanov rule. The double-headed eagle of the Russian Empire crumbled into dust, leaving a power vacuum that many fought to fill. Across a war-torn Europe, a sealed train carried a radical revolutionary back to his homeland to change the world. Vladimir Lenin arrived at Petrograd's Finland station, ready to turn the tide of history toward the Bolshevik cause. He promised peace, land, and bread, a message that resonated deeply with the weary and the downtrodden masses. Leon Trotsky, the brilliant strategist, began organizing the Red Guard in secret warehouses, preparing for the final struggle. Bolshevik propaganda posters soon covered the symbols of the old world, proclaiming a new era for the working class. In October, the Winter Palace was stormed. The old provisional government fell in a swift and decisive stroke. The cruiser Aurora fired a blank shot from the Neva River, signaling the start of a new chapter in global politics. Key government buildings and communication hubs were occupied as the Bolsheviks seized the levers of state power. Lenin declared the birth of the Soviet government, promising a state ruled by the people for the people. But power came at a cost. Leon Trotsky led the Red Army into a brutal civil war against counter-revolutionaries. The opposing White Army forces rallied in the countryside, supported by foreign powers, hoping to stop the spread of revolution. The conflict devastated the countryside, leaving a trail of destruction across the vast Russian heartland. Ajit trains crisscrossed the land, using art and speech to spread communist ideology to the rural population. The Kremlin in Moscow became the new fortified heart of the Soviet Union, radiating power and influence. The hammer and sickle were forged, symbolizing the permanent union between industrial workers and the rural peasantry. Russia transformed, shifting from a feudal agrarian society toward a rapidly industrializing global giant. Lenin, facing economic ruin after years of war, introduced the new economic policy to stabilize the fledgling state. Today, we look back through archives to understand how these events shape the world we live in now. We must balance the vision of social equality against the immense human cost of this radical transition. From the Cold War to modern diplomacy, the echoes of 1917 still reverberate across global maps and minds. Students continue to debate the legacy of a revolution that promised utopia, but delivered a complex, difficult reality. Constructivist architecture stands as a silent witness to the bold, early dreams of the Soviet era. The Winter Palace, once a seat of absolute monarchs, now serves as a museum for the world to explore and learn. Thank you for exploring this history with us. The past is a map to navigating our collective future. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into historical turning points. Which historical event should we cover next? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. From the study of history, we gain the perspective needed to understand the world today. The story of Russia is just one of many written in the ink of revolution and change. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.